everybody for tuning in. You guys know how it goes, man. This is your brother from another mother. I am Law Nation. You guys know I always try to give you guys the information about the Dallas Cowboys. For those who are just now joining in, don't forget to hit the bell if you want to be part of the notification squad. Hey, this is what it is. It's always unscripted. I don't really do anything far as prepping my work that much. So it's on the fly. So I like everybody for tuning in. And don't forget, if you want to help to grow the nation, you don't have to make the donation. Just join the Patreon. It should be in the link down below. Don't forget, that is how you're going to watch the all 22 games. That's how you're going to watch all the NFL games too as well, and any documentary that I have to come out. That's where you go. That's where the flavor is going to be at. And I really thank everybody for just being with the show, following the show and all this good stuff. But let's get in. Let's tune in. Let's stay in tune too as well. You guys know how that go. Shout out to, let me just go ahead and give out the first shout out to the first person that's in the box, man. What's up, Camacho? What's going on with you, man? Shout out to you, man. And what we have, Fortnite Legend. You almost got there. You got to be just a little bit quicker. Produced by Germ. Man, what's up, man? Hey, third place, man. But let's get this thing going, man. Let's talk about what Deion Sanders and Bryant Urlacher had to say about the Dallas Cowboys, youth movement, things like that. Let me go ahead and pull that link up. Let's get this thing going.
Shan and RJ on the home of America's team. We just had Bryant Urlacher, and now prime time.
That's right.
Deion Sanders, last time he was on, it was the impromptu call. He woke up.
Yeah.
He was ready to spit fire. He said, who wants to have me on? And then bam, calls in, and we go in on the Cowboys.
I'm so glad you introduced me with primetime, because me and Brian, I use one word, Brian, had a conversation yesterday. Like, when they talk about him, you have to say Brian Urlacher. But when they talk about me, you just say Prime.
Yeah.
I just wanted him to hear that in here.
Well, he probably knew.
No.
All right, Brian, you knew. Urlacher.
Here, but you said prime time.
Yeah, that's right.
It was a two-word introduction, actually.
He
Prime's
hit me so
restaurant.
hard yesterday. We was shooting a commercial for Restore, and we had on our old football jerseys, and I had on 21. I say, like, when people see 21, they what they know. He said, yeah, Ezekiel. And it was the best. The timing of it was unbelievable, and I haven't recovered from that.
But I think in terms of nicknames, you might have a top 3, like all time.
I think
or top,
it's top 1.
Yeah.
Okay, Magic.
Jordan, though.
Yeah, that's a good one.
The great one. That's really good with Gretzky.
Everybody don't know that.
His Airness, Air Jordan.
No, nobody says it's airness.
Oh,
That's Air Jordan.
Yeah,
Air Jordan.
Okay.
Black folks.
Mike, you can go Mike one name.
Yeah, but you got Jackson too.
Mike Jackson
Ooh,
too. That's right.
yeah.
That's a good
Yeah,
point.
right.
Brian, did you ever have a nickname?
No, you're not going to win this argument with him, by the way. He has the best nickname of all time. You're not going to win the argument. He will one-up every story you have.
Yeah. Let's talk a little baseball.
Please.
Kyler Murray drafted.
Why is he playing football?
You tell him.
Why is he playing football?
4.7 million bonus right there. He gets right out of.
No, forget that.
9.
I just talked to one of the major leagues execs, and a guy who really knows the game. This kid is probably, if he plays, and he should, is going to probably spend 1 year in the bushes in minor league, and then he's going to go to the pros, the big leagues. And then several years, 4 or 5 years after that, the kid is going to be making $200 million. So why are we even having this conversation? It don't even make sense to me.
Would he have to be a slot if he played in the NFL? Would he have to be a slot? Tavon Austin, that's it?
Slots, first of all, when you minimize him to that, you're saying a lot. Because a receiver is a receiver. We don't say Odell Beckham. Well, Odell Beckham or Julio Jones, Antonio Brown. Would they have to be a slot? No. So now you're minimizing him to a specific position that is not handsomely paid.
Yeah. Can he play baseball?
Can he play baseball? Honestly, I think he's the best player coming out of the draft. Yeah.
Number 9 to Oakland yesterday.
I really think he's only number 9 because they figured he would play football. That's probably the reason he fell back to 9.
Brian, you remember his baseball days?
Primes?
Yeah.
Yes, just prime. See, yeah, so I grew up watching TBS and WGN in the summer,
I don't
so
know
it
why
was
they
the
talk
Cubs and the
about
Braves for me in the
baseball,
summer. It was the only thing
They
on
don't
TV
get to the
during the
point,
day.
I guess.
Yes.
I heard
the boy is fast.
This is
Quick.
rumor that I would like Mr. Urlacher to elaborate on, that he was almost a Cowboy.
Really?
Almost.
Yeah.
Almost.
Can you tell
Almost.
the fans that? Tell my
Well,
story.
it was
man.
almost. It was after I retired. Coach Marinelli came down here, and we did have a few discussions of possibly. I was old though, so
Yeah, but you're still better than what we got.
No, well, Shawnee got hurt that year as well. Sean got hurt in training camp. So,
What's new?
oh man, see,
That's
Tell it,
cold.
you know
win
I
the
tell the truth.
conversation with
Man. You
Deion.
know I
You
tell
can't
the
do it.
truth.
You do. It's the harsh truth.
So Rod tried to get you back?
No. We just had a couple conversations about this and that, but it never. I was a year out already anyway, so it didn't matter. I was out of shape.
Yeah. Now,
It wouldn't take you long to get back, and he looks good.
yeah. We were
It's gonna
asking
be
about
deceiving.
Van Der Esch. You have to have the people trying to compare Van Der Esch to the next Brian Urlacher, possibly.
Well, I hate when people do that, man. Let this man get his gold jacket and walk, man. Quit trying to compare a moment to a monument.
So if Jalen Ramsey's drafted, you don't view it first as a compliment? You're like, don't do that to that kid.
Nah, I
shut
don't
down
like
corner.
people doing it to the kid because it's put too much on the kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really does.
All right, back to baseball real quick because he's diehard. I'm like okay with it. I get a little bit more bored with it. How much do you still follow baseball?
A little bit, not a lot.
What doesn't do it for you, even as someone who played?
Well, the number of African Americans playing the game, that I think we were at 28%, somewhere 25% when I played the game. I remember Marge Schott was getting criticized heavily, and we led the league in brothers. We couldn't understand that. how you criticize her? We lead the league in brothers. Yeah, usually they give you one, you get a roommate, but Marge Schott, we had a whole community of brothers. But I just don't like it, and we was just talking off air about the reason is because they price you out in select league. Select baseball is like $2,500 at least, to play for a decent team,
Especially if you travel.
Yeah, so it's not the best kids that are going to the big leagues; it's the kids that can afford it are going to the big leagues. So you're pricing out low income families, and I'm about to partner with Major League Baseball to do something about that. We're about to launch 12U, 14, 16, 18U. They're going to play for absolutely free. And you're going to that's going to compensate you for the uniforms, everything. You're going to bats, gloves, everything, bags, everything free.
Cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it is. And it's the way it should be.
Yeah.
And we're going to do a whole local tryout of all the kids those ages, and we're going to assemble the best team and affordable. You're going to have to prove that you're in the low income range, and you're going to play for free, man.
Yeah, when you limit the pool, you limit the talent, the athleticism. The athleticism's gone in a lot of places in this.
Why is that?
All right, the NFL Top 100, your network.
Okay, now we're talking
released the
football.
latest list last night, and we've been having for a month a Dak debate. Where is he going to be? Is he going to be on here? I think last night ended it for him. He's not going to make. Choppy says guarantee he's in love with him. Roy says no. Did you see the latest installment last night? Okay, 40 through 31. Tyreek Hill, Tyron Smith 39, Jared Goff 38, Bosa 37, Adam Thielen 36, Boye 35,
Boy, he's a bad boy.
Tank 34, Kareem Hunt 33, Jadeveon 32, and I think this is the one that ended it, that the players will not put Dak over Matt Stafford at 31. What do you think about the top 100 in general? You think Zeke has been named?
This is year by year.
I'm going to pause it right here, man. Yes, we all understand it is year by year. Football is football, but I don't think Dak Prescott going to make top 100 in this particular year. I think that the players, it's popularity, and I think that he lost a little bit of popularity this year. So I'm thinking that Carson Wentz was ranked last year, this is what he's going to be ranked at this year. You see what I'm saying? Carson Wentz didn't make the top 100 last year. So this year, Dak Prescott is not going to make it. And it's all cool. But if you want to be a stats muncher, like you guys know I'm not a big on stats, right? But if you really want to do the stats, I think Dak Prescott's stats was better than Cam Newton, and then they were favorable to a Matt Ryan. But that's neither here nor there stats, right? But let me go ahead and let them talk.
Yeah.
This isn't like in stone. This is year by year. This is the players vote for this, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, players.
Yeah. So it has a little validity because the players have voted. When you start bringing guys like me and Urlacher in there to vote, that changes drastically because we know what we see.
Brian, did you pay attention to it?
So at the very end of my career, they started doing the top 100, and I never voted.
Oh,
See?
you didn't?
I just didn't think it was fair. You know, because you got guys on the list this year, or every single year that play one game and get hurt, and they miss the whole season. How can you put them on the list? They're not one of the top 100 players if they didn't play the whole season, or at least 3/4 of the season. So it doesn't make sense to me. So I never voted.
How much did you get to watch of, like, do you even get to pay attention to other players on teams you don't even play against?
When you played against a guy like that, you watched it because you just wanted to see. Like, well, let me check this dude out. Then off tackle, and you just see him hunt. You just see him get down that line, and what Meech, my dear friend Meech, who works with me, he's like, man, Urlacher is huge.
Thanks, Meech.
Thanks, Meech.
Huge.
Urlacher.
What is he, 6'4", man? Oh, my God. You don't see linebackers like this anymore, man.
We were 2011 number 51. So there you are on that. Where would you have been offended if you didn't make the top?
I was offended with the top 37, like overall. Yeah, not 37. I didn't put me 37. I remember that. I think that's what started the offensiveness. Yeah, I think I was ranked 37 overall in all of
history.
Yeah, the history. I was
History, not 1 year. History.
Not 1 year.
It's like they didn't do the top 100 when you were playing.
You know we ain't talking about 1 year. I'm talking about history. Yeah. I was offended with 37 in history.
But don't you think you should love that there's no doubt all-time cover corner?
No. Ain't no such thing as a cover corner. Is a quarterback a throwing quarterback? Is a linebacker a tackling linebacker? What is a cover corner? Ain't my job two cover? Ain't my job is two cover? Why would you call?
You did a good job.
Do you say a catching?
You did a good job,
do you call
Brian.
a receiver a catching receiver?
All right, okay.
Hopefully,
I think he'll still get labeled the number one corner of all time.
Yeah.
Brian's got to fight Ray. He's got to fight Butkus. He's got to fight other guys. You don't have to fight.
Jalen?
I did.
Who?
I did have
I'm
to
just
fight.
kidding.
Jalen Smith.
Yeah, I was just kidding.
Yeah. He needs
did have
to
to
get his
fight.
leg back.
I had to fight, but I was Mayweather.
Yeah.
Undefeated. He's undefeated.
Undefeated. Deion Sanders, Brian Urlacher.
Hey man, I'm gonna pause right here, man. As much as I love Deion Sanders when he played for the Cowboys, I didn't like the fact that when he played for them stinking Redskins and he played for the Ravens. I didn't like all that, but or the 49ers or the Falcons. I didn't like him when he played for those teams. But respectfully, I have to mention Rod Woodson. You guys remember Rod Woodson? I grew up through the era watching Rod Woodson play. And that brother there was I'm talking about a bad corner that you can play, flex around, he can hit, come down. So that's why they always labeled Deion Sanders as a cover corner, because he wouldn't come down and just put his nose into it when it's time to hit you. And, sometimes, shout out to Vash Lombardi. We know that Deion, primetime Sanders would lay down and go ouch when the game is not really close or what have you. But it neither here nor there. I'm not questioning Deion Sanders' heart or his tenacity out there on the field. But neither here nor there. It's still tossed up. I do know that everybody is on Deion Sanders as a cover corner or as a cornerback in general. But you got to mention, and although I can't stand the Steelers too as well, you got to mention Rod Woodson though. You got to mention him. Shout out to who is this in the Radberg. Shout out to Camacho again. DJ What is it? DJ. Okay, what's up? Shout out to you, DJ, and Andrew Castillo. Let's get this thing going back again.
I was Mayweather.
In studio here on 105.3 The Fan. Prime, where do you stand on the Cowboys?
In what regards?
Contenders.
That's tough, man, in that division, man.
In the conference.
Because let's let bygones be bygones. Let's go national. We get ready to go national. Like national news, I can feel it coming out of my spirit. Let's just apologize and say, Dez, I'm sorry. I made a mistake. Come on back. You didn't know Jason Witten was getting ready to do this. You didn't know this knucklehead is getting ready to do what he did and got out the car and run out of a Lamborghini. Who leaves the scene of the crime with a Lamborghini? That means something was foul, okay? That's what you know. Let bygones be bygones. Bring the dude back, and let's move on.
That's Steven, I think. Or
True.
Yeah.
Jason or Linehan.
Let me tell you something, man. Let me just counter-argue Deion Sanders' debate about, hey, Cowboys is bygones, be bygones. It's beyond that. Like I said with Dez Bryant, his biggest issue was when he went out and said Jason Garrett got Gary guys. One thing that you don't do in this life is you don't try to pick a fight with the billionaire. That's Jerry Jones. Regardless of who Jason Garrett had for his guys, you just don't pull up that argument, because this is the truth right here of the matter. Jerry Jones hired Jason Garrett. So when you undermine or you put if you ever read one book, if you don't never read any other book, read this book called 48 Laws of Power. One should never outshine the master. And this is why. Now, if you're undermining Jerry Jones and his decision to have Jason Garrett as a coach, it's kind of like Jerry Jones is not going to do the hard, dirty work, right? Jerry Jones will look you in your face and say, man, you are one hell of a guy. I appreciate what you did for our organization. And then at the end of the day, he's reaching over to Stephen Jones saying, hey, we got to get rid of this guy. That's just the bottom line. I wish that Dez Bryant would have hushed his mouth, stay shut up, let Rock Nation, he need to just quit Rock Nation and let Rock Nation handle all of their off-season talk, all of the information. And all Rock Nation had to do is did one little presser and said, hey, my client Dez Bryant, his resume speaks for himself. He is the Dallas Cowboys all-time leading touchdown catch, or what have you. And he got records beyond records as far as this and that. My client will be ready for this coming season, and my client resume speaks for itself. My client don't have no other words to say. And Dez Bryant would have been signed by any team by now. I do know that he's trying to get revenge and stuff like that. We do know that he had $24 million on the table with the Ravens and stuff like that too as well. But what I'm saying is, with Dez Bryant, all he had to do was hush. Now everybody looking at him side eyes like, look, hey, is he going to call out our coaching staff next? So it is what it is. I do know the Cowboys didn't do a favorable job of getting rid of him after the free agency period. But business is business, and it's shady. It is what it is. But Dez Bryant should have hushed his mouth. Let's keep it going.
Yeah, but you got what else do you have, man? You have nothing.
Why is he still unsigned?
Why is he
Because you got two situations here. Do I go somewhere where I could get this money, or do I go somewhere where I can win? Winning and money is not going to travel in the same. At this age and stage of Dez's career, it's not going to travel together. So you got to figure out which one is the most important to you.
Brian, what do you think of Dez as a player? What do you think of him as a wideout?
He's tough. He's a big receiver. It's amazing he's been around as long as he has. I remember his rookie year. I think we played him his rookie year, but just flew by. But he was a tough matchup for us, for every team we played against, especially the cover corners.
Ability-wise,
it's a good call.
That got past me.
Solid call.
Good job. Ability-wise, Deion, what do you think he has left?
I think Dez can still go get that ball. And now he has something to prove. He wants to prove to the world that you guys made a mistake. You guys categorized me wrongfully. So I think I know he has a multitude left in the tank.
What about the attitude questions, nationally especially?
Let me tell you something, man. I played with great receivers. I played against a lot of great receivers. Which one of them didn't have attitude?
Yeah.
True that.
Which one of them wasn't a diva?
Right.
Which one of them didn't trip, Didn't have that commonality that throw me that ball, I'm going to do it my way, and that's it, man. That's just who the big-time receivers are. Antonio has it. Julio has it. All these guys have it, whether you want to talk about it or not. They have it. Jerry Rice had. I saw Jerry Rice and Michael Irvin get mad at the darn Pro Bowl, man, for not getting the ball thrown to him. At the Pro Bowl, man. We in the Pro Bowl. You mad because you're not getting the ball at the Pro Bowl? Everybody's a darn star here, man.
Brian, who was the diva linebacker?
Diva linebacker? I don't think we had. Well, Ray was the man, so my whole career was always being compared to Ray, but he was the outspoken guy. He would go out there and talk about it. A lot of guys didn't talk about it, but Ray talked about it.
Is Dak a franchise quarterback? Because this guy doesn't believe so.
Dak is a great quarterback, man. I like it. I like it. You tried to turn. You took a team and you went a team that focused on the run, that had the line from heaven. Almost as good as that line back in the day, but never. You can't compare with that line that we had back in the day with Nate and those guys. But then you try to change it when Zeke went down. So now you're going to take a running team and try to flip it. And now we're going to start throwing the ball. Who can do that, man? What franchises can really do that? And the Cowboys weren't built for that. You can't put pressure on a non-Cowboy fan to name another receiver on the roster besides Dez Bryant.
Brian, who's another wide receiver that they have?
Bryce Butler. He's gone.
He's gone. Gone.
Williams. 83.
Yes. What's his
He knows
first
it
name?
from the Lamborghini.
83. He knows his first name.
Terrence Williams.
He's almost gone.
Terrence Williams.
He's almost gone.
Hey,
Oh, little Cole Beasley.
Cole Beasley.
The slot guy. You don't want to label him a slot guy, but he's a slot guy.
I like Cole Beasley. I like his game.
I do too.
Brian Urlacher, Deion Sanders, tell us about Restore Prime and what's happening first office outside of the
First
Chicago
of all, I think
market.
you need to tell them about Restore because you're looking at our beautiful heads of hair right now. You should tell them.
Well, Brian's we already saw looking fantastic. We saw yours on TV.
Yeah, but now it's live.
And now it's live.
Tell them what you see.
I think it's
Give
impressive.
them play-by-play.
It is. It's full.
I look young.
You look younger.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. I can't tell anything's happened. I think someone on the Cleveland Cavs would, if they were listening, they would take this advice themselves.
Yes.
And,
We're not calling any names.
We're not calling any names.
Right.
But
Called numbers.
both of you are looking fantastic. Very good.
Yes, we are.
Okay, so for those who are thinking about it, we have many people in this building.
Who wants to be bald? We got a bald man here right now. Do you really want to be bald?
Come
No,
on,
you don't.
web guy
I mean,
Jeff.
you didn't wake up this morning and say, I want to be bald today.
His
It
wife
just
doesn't
happened.
want him to be, for
It
sure.
just happened, and you had no options, but now you do.
Yes.
We can help you, man. We can. I know you're going to wait till they leave and probably put me aside when you get outside the door.
Yeah, Deion Sanders.
You're serious? That's usually how it goes down. We can help you.
That's enough of that. But hey, I guess I'll post a link to Restore since I'm using their clips. I'll post a link to the how you get your hair grow and all this good stuff. But my immediate reaction to this whole type of interview panel, shout out to, I forgot his name, man. He told me to check out this interview. So I was crawling all through the internet trying to find this interview. And you guys know I love the Dallas Cowboys. I don't like them at all. So you guys know when I'm trying to find information on anything about the Cowboys, I hate that I had to go through all. I should have pre-heard the interview before I actually went live on this thing because I didn't know they'd start talking about baseball and all this other stuff. But to make a long story short, what Deion Sanders said was pretty cool, about Dez Bryant. I always had this deal with Dez Bryant. I always said wait till the third year. And the Dallas Cowboys were saying to themselves, we cannot wait till the third year. We want to go ahead and move on and get on with this whole new process. And I can't blame the team. I'm silver and blue before everything. I do know that we got fans now that fall in love with players versus the team. And I can understand that because the way the NFL is set up now with free agency and with fantasy football. See, I can't play football. I can't play fantasy football, because of the simple strength that I love my team so much that I really can't focus on other teams about picking this guy and trying to root for the Redskins or trying to root for the Kansas City Chiefs to score a touchdown. I can't do that. Some of you guys have good, I guess, mechanisms of rooting for players. I can pretty much do it in basketball because I'm really not that sold in like it is for football. Maybe down the line, hopefully I can figure out a way to break loose and follow players to team on football life, but I just can't do it right now. I don't understand how you guys do it, But my immediate reaction to Dez Bryant is that he still have multiple, I guess how you put it, left in the tank. I really do. I really do think that with Dez Bryant, I meant to say, is that he does have some left in the tank. I think that if he goes with a quarterback that's polished and seasoned enough to handle his temperament, I think that he needs a veteran quarterback. I don't think that year 3, year 4 quarterback or even a year 5 quarterback can understand the temperament of Dez Bryant. And that's just the truth of the matter. I think that he brings in a lot to the table. I think he brings in a lot of media attention too as well. The way T.O. did it was a whole lot different. Doing the push-ups in the driveway, cussing out the positioning coaches, saying that they trash, and talking down on Tim Rattay and talking down on Jeff Cross-Seal and whoever, Donovan McNabb. He did it a different way. T.O. was different in a sense. Dez Bryant is not really out there. He's not that type of guy, right? But as we saw, all of nothing, bad timing for him, and it's just a bad off season for him because we know that Dez Bryant is a physical guy, big, strong, can catch and high point the ball. But another thing too as well is that even before 2015 that he hurt himself, he's not always been the healthiest guy that's out there on the field. Just my honest thoughts. Now, as far as what they talking about the top 100, I didn't even know because I didn't watch the show last night that Tyron Smith was ranked 39th overall. And then when I woke up this morning, everybody was like, hey, man, you did D-Law, but you didn't do Tyron Smith. And I was sitting there like, what are you talking about? He was ranked 39th. There was one year, believe it or not, that Peyton Manning was injured and he didn't even play a football game and they made him top 50. So, but we do know that there's players' popularity decision, and then not all of the NFL players are voting on this. So it's a very just a off-season deal where you can take a look at each player highlight of the top 100 popularity contest. So we shouldn't get that all upset and butthurt about that, right? So moving forward to what if is Dak Prescott, the 100,000 or the $100 million question, right? Is he a great quarterback? Is he a franchise quarterback? I think that Brian Urlacher and Deion Sanders just said that he is. I don't know if that's just tongue in cheek of them just being in the studios, knowing that it's a Dallas Cowboys centric show. But from what I can see, the guy is a winner. He's 22-10. I do know that a lot of people have their reservations on him, but give him to this year. Give him to this year at least for those who out there who don't understand and who don't really like Dak Prescott. Give him at least this year. And then you can say to yourself and say, okay, they have no excuses. They got rid of Jason Witten, the guy that could only run 5 yards and out and couldn't get separation, was slow. We thought that Kyle Q is running a 4.75 is slow. We can only imagine what Jason Witten can run in the 40 time, right? It's just one of those things, right? So we got that out the way. We got Dez Bryant, the distractions out the way. Now we got Dak Friendly. Not saying distraction as he was just this crazy guy that's in the locker room or crazy guy out there in the field. But there's sometimes in life when you have a guy that have his impressions so overbearing that what he says is kind of like, I can't really lead unless you gone, because this is what they had to do with T.O. They had to get rid of T.O. for those same reasonings, right? So we have everything in place now. And we have Ezekiel Elliott, who's not in the news for bad stuff. He's not slapping women around allegedly. Let me knock on some wood. Where's my wood at? Knock on some wood for that. And we just have everybody pretty much staying in the clear. Let me knock on some more wood for that, because you know how the Dallas Cowboys is, my God. But, so, with that being said, this is this year where we had to put everything out there on the table. And let me, before I go to as well, I thank everybody for tuning in too. Let me go give you guys some shout outs, and let me do this deal right here, because we got to get drunk. Yeah. Yo. Blair said, trade Dak now, man. Shout out to you too as well. I think this ain't your name. Blair. DJ Kyle, what's up, man? Jared Head, number 92. Shout out to you, Jared. And shout out to Voch Lombardi. I saw him in the chat box earlier. Nothing to lose. Shout out to you too as well. Don't forget to put down where you guys are from. Hey, shout out to Voch Lombardi. If you guys don't know what his channel is, just type in his name, Voch Lombardi. Just go up to the VOUCH Lombardi. Go to his page on YouTube and you will find some great, and I'm talking about some wonderful content down there. And also go out and follow anybody that's pretty much doing Cowboys content. Shango Live. Go follow my guy Foots the King. His name is Cowboys Nations on TV on YouTube. Follow their page. Mark Holmes, Joe Boo. You guys follow these guys, man. Got a good content. And the reason why I'm saying Dallas Prospect, and don't forget about Silver and Blue too as well. Nation. If I left anybody's name out, please charge it to my head, not my heart. Cowboys fans, shout out to you too as well. It's in the chat box. Joe Castillo, shout out to you. 43 Flex in the mix. Benefit Brazil, shout out to you too as well. Hey, reason why I'm saying all this is because I'm going on vacation. I will be gone for a whole week. So I don't know if you guys can still tune in to some of my shows that I already posted, but I will be gone. I may do some, cell phone vintage photos where I'm going to be at on the beach in San Diego over there in Cali. So I may do some clips that way, but it is what it is as far as my content and stuff that I'm going to try to look at. Just take a quick little mini vacay. I should be back probably next Tuesday. So I'm going to be gone for about a week and a half or what have you. Probably be back next Tuesday. What's up, Law? Law is the Mac, man. What's up, man? This is Mac, man. What's up, man? And Modelly, man. What's going on? So you guys gonna have to get you fixed, man. Someone else, man. You be like me, trying to get my Cowboys fixed. And I hope that the DallasCowboys.com, they continue to put content out, because they only do like podcasts like two times a week or something like that. And I try, the real reason why I try to post every day, because I understand, it's the off season. A lot of people don't know what to do, where to go watch some stuff. And there's really not a lot of stuff out there to watch as it relates to football, because it's the off season. Let me get on here. You guys know when you tie that bow tie right, you can just pull the string and it come on off. But yeah, Kevin, I'm gonna be safe. I'm gonna try to be safe, man. Joe Funk, what's going on, man? Yeah, I'm gonna try to be safe, man. You guys just wish me happy travels. You know how it is. And shout out to my guy Italian Cowboy too as well. Hey, this is the thing too as well. If you guys, I said as well about 30 times. This is the thing too as well, right? If you guys really still want to support the channel as far as the All or Nothing clips, it's at my Patreon. I posted the link down below. It's free $99. You don't have to charge. You don't have to get paid. Reach into your wallet. I did it for the love of the Cowboys. So just go there, and you have to scroll down. It's weird how Patreon got it all listed there. I don't know if they got a search column in Patreon, but if you want to go there and want to get a deeper insight, I think I have one other clip that I have to post of All or Nothing, but it's not going to be on YouTube because you know how that stuff goes, so I can't post it to YouTube. So with that being said, 50 more days until training camp. This is from Stylistic. Yes, I can't wait to training camp. That's when, look, this is the thing. I did a quick video. Well, I didn't do a video. I did some excerpts of the cover 3. And I showed you guys the front 4. It's on my Facebook, it's on my Instagram, it's on my Twitter. I showed you guys the gap procedures of what the front 4 needs to be, and what the gap procedure is going to be with the safeties and the linebackers, and who's going to be spying who's going to be manned up in this cover 3 scheme. And I know that we love Jeff Heath. I know that we love Xavier Woods. Xavier Woods may be that hidden piece, but I have to see it, and I'm still having my strong reservations on our defensive tackle as it relates to the inside. I understand what Jahai Ward brings to the table. I understand what he does, but he's not a proven commodity. So we still have our reservations. I have my reservations on this front 4 defensive line as it relates to the inside, and I also have my reservations on the safety play. I still have my reservations on that, guys. Hey, guys, do me a huge favor, and just let me know when it gets 15 minutes till, so I have to bounce. But mini camp should start soon, and after that, vacation time for me. This is from Stylistic Christopher. And Cassandra, what's up, man? Be safe. Yeah, hey, I'm gonna try to be safe. Wiggle bells with the black hands. What's going on with you, man? Life. What's going on? A little over 7 weeks from here. Yeah. Jeremy McCartney, what's going on? Health. Heath makes me 31st crow. My contact's right up, so I can't really read this information. Waxahachie, man. What's up, Jerry Reese? What's going on? Martin Atkins. Is it Elkins? Yeah, Elkins. Shout out to you, man. 41 minutes after. Thank you, man. So I got about 3 more minutes with you guys. This is what we need to happen. And this is what's need to happen throughout this whole entire roster. Everybody must compete. And Barry Church said this last year when he recognized what the Jacksonville Jaguars was doing with their defense. He said, the coach let them play. Meaning that when he's out there in the secondary, he wasn't being rotated in, on and off the field, on and off the field. I do know that Rob Marinelli, he loves to rotate his defensive front four. And I think that Rob Marinelli is one hell of a defensive front four minded guy. But as far as linebacker play and the cornerbacks or DBs or what have you, I think that Rob Marinelli don't need to touch those positionings. I think that it's something about continuity, it's something about playing out there, loving the flow of the game, or understanding what is the temperament of the game that speaks volumes. I think that most teams like to go back to a play that's successful. And I think that also when a player is out there in the game and he's staying out there, let's say for instance, if it's a close tie between Xavier Woods and Jeff Heath to start for that free safety position, if that's a close tie, then let the youngest guy learn and play in that role, and then have the other guys to back up, because you're just gonna better your team in that fashion. But if it's just a flat out win that Jeff Heath is better than Xavier Woods at that position, with as relates to what the Dallas Cowboys is asking for him to do, then let Jeff Heath play. So that's what I'm looking at, because the flow of the game, I don't want them saying, okay, you played 50% of the snaps, we're going to rotate you guys. We need a flow going on. We need a flow. We need everybody fighting out to the ball and being out there and understanding the temperament of the game. And that's what it is. And I think that Chris Richard, he's going to do that. You guys remember that video I did, I'm talking about last year around a little bit before the season started, when I was saying that Byron Jones is a cornerback, not safety. And the moment Chris Richard got into the mix, he said, hey, Byron Jones is a cornerback, not a safety. And I just kind of danced all the way through. But that's all the time I have for today. I really thank you guys for yours. And remember, you're listening to Nothing But the Best. Salute. I'm out. Peace. Let's bump it up.